We finally have an official release date, not month, date for the new EA Sports College Football video game. On top of that, I have a ton of new information I'm going to be putting all into this short video. So by the end of this video, you're going to know when the new game's going to release, what teams are going to be in the new game, if there's going to be real players or not, what the price is going to be, what consoles it's going to be on, what features are going to be in the game, and lastly, how detailed everything's going to be, all the things EA is trying to collect. Trust me, it is a lot of stuff, but I'm going to start out by covering the most important thing, and that is the day you need to be planning for this new game to come out. I did some extra research, and I kind of connected some dots, and when you put it all together, it gives us a very specific release date. For starters, Matt Brown's been amazing at covering everything you need to know. He's looked through documents, and pretty much in the documentations he's looked through, it said that EA Sports intends to release the new video game in July of 2023. That's a very wide range of dates that we could potentially have the new game on, but I guess people haven't noticed the pattern. If you look back at the old NCAA football releases, the new games are always released on the second Tuesday in July. So when we take a quick look at NCAA Football 12, NCAA Football 13, and NCAA Football 14, they all follow the same pattern. They all come out on this second Tuesday in July. And when you look at a July 2023 calendar, that second Tuesday in July is July 11th. That means in less than a year, we're going to be playing the new NCAA football video game. I know, it's very exciting, but trust me, we're just getting started. Now, we're going to jump into all the teams that are going to be in this new game. As you all know, there are some schools that have taken a stance and they've decided they're not going to participate yet. And to make it super simple for you guys, there's something called the CLC. They're responsible for making sure that all the FBS schools, traditions, uniforms, and playbooks are able to be brought to the new game. And according to Matt Brown, the CLC is still claiming that nearly 120 institutions have joined them, but that still leaves more than 10 schools out of the new NCAA football video game. There haven't been many updates over the last year on which schools are a part of the CLC, but we can look back to what we know, and these are the 12 schools that didn't join a year ago. As of right now, we haven't had any confirmation if Air Force, Arizona State, Army, Clemson, Georgia State, Kentucky, Navy, New Mexico, Notre Dame, Pittsburgh, Troy, or USC will be in the new game. However, there's a great chance these teams are going to be in the game anyway, as Matt Brown has said that the industry expectation is that every single FBS institution, including the newest members joining from the FCS, will participate in the game at launch. Anyway, those schools participating and joining the CLC ties in to if there will be real players in the new game or not. Everyone knows a couple years ago the US Supreme Court made a ruling that allows college athletes to benefit off their name, image, and likeness. And in response to that, EA said that they're in the early stages of exploring the possibility of including players in the new game. And additionally, they are confident they are able to add player likeness to the game with ease. However, this is difficult. If you all are familiar with how the NFL works, they have the NFLPA, and that's their player union. That's how they bargain for what they want. But as of right now, there's no college football player union or bargaining unit, so there's no way for them all to negotiate with EA what they feel like they should be paid. It's going to be a headache for EA to figure out, but they're going to try their hardest to secure player likeness, which means we're hopefully going to be having real players in the new game. And if all these players can be paid fairly, there's no reason these schools aren't going to join the CLC, which means everyone's getting paid, everyone's a part of the game, and we just have to hope EA is able to tie it all together. Unfortunately, if they aren't able to do this, Matt Brown seems to believe you won't be able to edit rosters, so we really just have to cross our fingers and hope they figure it all out. But now it's time to cover the lighter things, what consoles it's going to be on, what the prices will be, what's going to be in the game. And before we jump into the cost, we have to know what consoles these games are going to be on. EA is notoriously known for having their games available on both old-gen and new-gen consoles, so although they haven't officially confirmed it, you should expect the game to be available on the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. And I can't confirm if it'll be available on PC, but I can confirm a potential mobile game. This ad for a technical lead for a mobile college football game was found on LinkedIn, and if you all played the old man mobiles, you know that a mobile college football video game could also be pretty cool. There's a good chance EA will end up having an app, but it'll mostly be an Ultimate Team experience like their NFL football game. But now we can jump into the prices. If they end up going with a mobile game, that one will obviously be free. And when you look at the base versions of Madden 22 and FIFA 22 for the PS4 and Xbox One, they both start at $60. So you can expect the new games on these old-gen consoles to also be $60. And if you're on the Xbox Series X or PS5, the game's going to be $70. This video should age like fine wine. This stuff is all pretty obvious. But now we can jump into the gameplay features that the game's going to have, what game modes there's going to be. There's not too much information, but Matt Brown has confirmed that EA is planning on an Ultimate Team mode, which would be similar to their Madden and FIFA titles. And he's also confirmed our favorite mode, Dynasty mode, will be a part of the game. and that EA is taking it very seriously to update the game based on how college football has changed, both off the field and on the field. And that should get you excited, because now I'm going to talk about what our stadiums are going to look like in the new game. And to do this, we're going to talk about what Virginia Tech had to submit for the EA Sports College Football video game. As you know, EA Sports has to come and collect all these assets of what they want to do to build these stadiums. At Virginia Tech, at Lane Stadium, they just got a ton of photos of their stadium. That's obvious. They're obviously going to try to build as realistic looking stadiums as they can, but I found it interesting. They also got some photos of the indoor practice facility and some of the centers around the campus. So there's a chance the other facilities might make an appearance in the new game. I found this to be a bit of a bummer, but they didn't take any photos inside the actual tunnel, and that's where Virginia Tech's making its entrance. But of course they took photos from in front of the tunnel, which is what you'd expect. It's what we had on NCAA Football 14. And on top of all those photos of how they're going to build the stadium, they also wanted specific fight songs, chants, and other audio assets associated with the game day experience. They asked for many different audio clips, and that includes when a team gets a first down, when the defense is on third down, when the defense is on fourth down, when there's a touchdown, when there's a PAT, when there's a 2-point conversion, when there's a field goal, when there's a takeaway or a fumble recovery, when there's a big defensive stop, what the post-game tradition is after a win, what the stadium does between quarters, and any other moments or traditions that these stadiums feature. I thought that was very detailed. If EA Sports really wants to nail this atmosphere, they're going to have all of that included, and it sounds like they're going to do so.